Wave 2 Drone Xenomorph meet Wave 2 Warrior Xenomorph. These two with the bright colors and the glow-in-dark accessories are really cool and have a little bit of a holiday vibe to them in neon. Hey toy and alien fans, I'm here with another one of our looks at Lanard's Alien Toys. Now, I had this one and I just hadn't got to the review yet. Happened to find this one the other day and was like, I cannot pass it up. Again, the price points on these Lanard toys are amazing. They come in right under $10, which makes them awesome. I know the Xenomorphs are, I think, sitting at like $9.76. The Predators are, I think, like right at $10.19 or something. It kind of a odd pricing, but they're really, really not only toyetic in that they're very playful and fun, but they also don't break the bank for getting these action figures. So I figured we would run the two and look at them together. Now, in the past, I've already looked at the Drone Xenomorph, and originally he came in the kind of pearl-esque sort of skin here, and then we got that kind of a realistic painted egg sac and then a brown facehugger. The Warrior Xenomorph we have already looked at, and of course it was like the blue metallic sort of coloring. We got the case here that had the clear housing on it, and then the tan facehugger as well. So all in all, these two look, pretty much, they're the same mold as the originals, except this time we're getting new packaging and new coloring. And one of the things I noticed about this series is that it is very bright. Now, the Predator part of this series, we got the City, or not the City Hunter, but the Warrior Predator that takes the part of the Warrior Predator from the Hive Wars collection of Kenner toys. So it's kind of paying homage back to that. This is very bright, and it feels like it kind of paying a little bit of homage back to some of what we got with the Kenner run of things, like with the Crab Alien and the Mantis Alien, but they are truly just Xenomorphs. It's what we've had before. Whereas NECA is actually remaking a lot of those Kenner toys in the same vein. This feels like it's just kind of making a nod to it just based on the color scheme, and that's it. Now with this, these really feel more like the colorings of the 4-inch line of figures that they had done previously. And that might be kind of what they're doing, is just, making it less scary and a little bit more, I guess, kid-friendly. Now the packaging is similar to what we've had before, except we got different colorings here. We get the glow-in-the-dark label here. We get to know that it is who it is, Xenomorph drone with glowing accessories, the same with the Xenomorph Warrior with glowing accessories. We also see at the very top that it's got a special edition glow-in-the-dark series. Let's take a look at the back. Now on the back of the Drone Xenomorph, of course, we get the same thing we've had before with cross-cell art. Warrior Xeno, Drone Xeno, and a Runner Xeno. This time though, they're done in the second wave series colors. We could see the specimen feature details and drone feature details. So it's pretty much the same as what we've got, except now it's all new coloring. And of course, same goes with the Warrior Xeno. Specimen feature details, Warrior feature details, the Warrior and the facehugger specimen in the canister. And again, nothing's changed except for the coloration between the first wave and the second wave. Now that's all I gotta say about the packaging on these. I mean, the packaging looks good. It definitely boasts that kind of glow-in-the-dark sort of vibe to it with the blues and the greens. But this packaging isn't going to tell us anything else about this toy. We need to get these out and get to plan. And this, of course, is our Drone Xenomorph and Warrior Xenomorph outside of packaging with their brand new glow-in-the-dark accessories, all a part of that Wave 2 coloration. And again, very much like the 4-inch line that they had before they started doing the 7-inch figures, this kind of feels more like kind of a paying homage to that run of toys that Lanard Toys had done previously before. Now, if you hadn't seen the review of the Drone or the Warrior Xenomorph on my channel, let me go ahead and break down one of the toys' articulation, and then we'll actually kind of talk about it, because in all honesty, these two have a lot of the same body type mold pieces. So you've got a swivel head, and it has a little bit of a ball jointing there, which is nice, but it really does feel like kind of like a more like a swivel more than anything else. It feels more swiveled on this one versus this one. This has a little bit more of a ball jointing. You do have that hinged mouth, and inside you can see the extra set of mandibles in there. You do have the ball hinged shoulders, and they're nice and tight. There's a little bit of hindrance here due to this sculpt on the top of the arm. You do have the ball hinged elbows as well. You do have a ball jointing on the hand, however, it works almost more as a swivel, though this one feels like it's got a little bit of a rocking. It'll rock back a little bit, but not forward too much. Same with the other arm. You do have a ball socket jointed middle section here that allows for some hula hooping. You do have a swivel tail. Now this is one of the things that I liked about the Runner Xenomorph, because it had the ball jointed tail, which allowed for a wider range of movement. This one, not so much. And I feel like these would definitely benefit from having that ball jointing there. And a little bit more ball jointing on the head as well. You do have the ball jointed hips, and it allows for some pretty decent range of movement, though it's not going to go out too far because of the way that these are. Yeah, oh, yeah, they kind of pop off if you try to go too far. There we go. And then of course you have the hinged knees, and then a ball jointed foot as well. So for what we're getting in the $10 range, like, we're getting a lot of really good articulation and a very hefty playable toy. Now, for the most part, these two actually have the same body types. The heads are going to be a little bit different, and one of the things I was saying about this one, like the ball jointing on the head here, is it's the way it's sculpted down, it's not quite as loose as the other, so this feels more like just a swivel. You do have the hinge there as well, but for the most part, the heads are almost the same sculpt, except this one has the warrior boning on top. The torsos here are actually the same, and if you look, there's not any difference between the two, even on the back. The top of the arms are the same. The first bit of difference that you get is actually in the forearms, and the hands themselves are different as well. There's a loss of an appendage there, like one of the digits. The rest of it, as far as the crotch section, are the same. Legs are the same. These part of the legs are the same, and actually the feet are all the same. So the main difference is going to be in the head and the arms. That's going to differ between these two. Now, as far as their accessories, the drone alien, of course, comes with that glow-in-the-dark face hugger. But this one also comes with that glow-in-the-dark X-Sack as well, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, the Warrior Xenomorph over here. Get to where you're posed and you're not trying to fall over in the middle of me trying to show off your buddy here. There you go. Comes in that almost like the Space Marine or the specimen container. Top does pop off. This does come out. And unlike the original one we had, the original I think had a clear tube. This one's got a bright green to kind of match with this. And then of course that glow in the dark face hugger. And I like it because it's got a little bit more springiness to it than the other material that we got, so it feels like it could wrap around something. Of course, that top pops back on. Now it doesn't like snap on and pop. It just kind of is there. The bottom of it also come off too, so you end up with a tube. But I have found a couple times on my old one, I was moving things around, this popped off, and I felt like I lost it for a while, and then found it. This doesn't hold. Like if you had a Marine trying to carry it, it would just fall off. Oh, I knew one of you would do it. I knew it. It was you, drone. You and your big redness. Feels a little bit like post-Christmas up here in neon colors. And, I mean, that right there is the drone and the warrior. I kind of want to get a look on the glow-in-the-dark features to see how they look. Yeah, they glow actually really, really well. Including that piece within the canister, actually glows really nice. I like the fact that the X-Sac glows as well. That is actually pretty cool to have. Now, as far as the series, you know, I happen to really like what Lanard Toys is doing with the Alien and Predator series. There's a part of me that feels kind of, I guess, slightly disappointed in this wave because they are so bright and the glow-in-the-dark features seem a little childish. However, I also know these are really meant for kids. It's not really meant for collectors. NECA is doing that with their run of Aliens and Predator and all that, even having the Colonial Marines. I really do feel like at this point we've got a nice selection of aliens, we've got a good selection of predators. I kind of would like to see maybe some Colonial Marines in the 6-inch scale from Lanard, because I know these are 7-inch, and it would make sense that these would actually be bigger than the Marines, but I kind of wouldn't mind seeing some of the Marine molds that they had before, with the multi-use parts coming in and being like, you know, some of the human aspect of these toys. But if they're just trying to sell the idea of the Aliens and Predator, I would definitely continue on and have a lot of fun collecting other sorts of Alien Predators in line. There's a part of me that would really like to see maybe a black colorization of both, something really dark, something that, you know, maybe a silvering, like kind of a dark silvering for the warrior, maybe almost a black for the drone. They kind of call back to the actual series, and maybe even darker brown, kind of dark bronze for the runner Xenomorph. And I'd be definitely willing to get those with kind of a more of a peach base sort of face hugger this time. But, you know, depending on what they decide to do for other variations of these, I'll probably end up getting them anyways, because to me they're a lot of fun. Now, that's all I gotta say about the Wave 2 Drone Xenomorph and Warrior Xenomorph. Remember, they're not dolls. In this case, they're really scary action figures, but in bright, fun, playful colors. When I'm not recording videos here on YouTube, I'm actually over on a podcast on marvindogmedia.com called Talking Toys with Taylor and Jeff. It's a really cool toy podcast. Be sure to check it out. Also, I need your help getting my YouTube channel to grow. Be sure to subscribe down below with that big red button. Hit that bell for notifications so you can be alerted of anything that comes from me to you. Like this video, it helps YouTube know that you like what I'm making, and comment down below. I like chatting with you all.